lump. So we want to talk a little bit about what's going on in the news here in Worcester. So the schools, Burncoat and South High, want to ban hoodies. My thing is that it's been a policy for years. Mm-hmm. Why is it in the news now? Is it because it's an election year?
My opinion, they do it because they can. And that's, like you said, with the policy, it's been on the books for a few years.
Yeah.
But there's a lot of things they do in the school system. A couple of years ago, I was talking to a friend whose son plays basketball. And he informed me that the inner city basketball games were moved to 5:30 from 7:30. The varsity games in basketball. And I was like, how can that be? How do they play JV games and different stuff like that? That never really jarred with me, but me being a person who has studied the politics here in Worcester, they do what they do because they can.
Indeed.
There's no unified black community here. The Latino community, the Asian community, communities of color, they're a lot stronger. But they haven't been through what we've been through. So we, in pockets, we will say something about this thing, but we don't have the unity to correct these things. And that's, again, with what's going on in 10-10-15 in Washington. We have to get a local agenda. We got to stop worrying about our religious affiliations, our organizational affiliations, because we as black people got to understand we're black first.
Indeed.
And also our family, our brown family. They are our family, but they don't understand the struggle the way we do. We are brothers, the Native community. We are brothers and sisters, but nobody has been put through what we've been put through. And nobody feels like we feel. So the unity is where they're lacking. They can do whatever they want to do because they can. They have the power to, and we don't stand up to it.
Right, and I'm not disagreeing with what you're saying at all, but I think it's the timing is being questioned. Yeah, they can do whatever they want, but the question is why at this moment? I believe they're doing it because they have an agenda and they're trying to get people of color riled up and angry so they can say, see how they acting? See, here they go again. They're complaining about, because look at the reasoning. They said hoodies conceal weapons. I've never seen a person who put a gun in their hood in my life. And who robs, like, what do they expect? Someone's going to rob someone in the hallway for their lunch cookies or something? I mean, what? I don't understand it. There's nothing that you can't conceal in a winter jacket that you can in a hoodie.
Well, if you're bent on bringing a gun in, you're going to do that regardless.
Indeed.
But, to what you said is, they always have an agenda, though. I mean, there's nothing they do that doesn't have an agenda. And, a wise man told me a long time ago, he said, we as black people plan day to day.
Indeed.
But our oppressor plans by the decade. And these policies are all just trigger points to see what we're going to accept, but they're distracting us from bigger social problems. And if you keep running, it's like a dog chasing his tail. You keep running after things that are abstract while they're sitting over here getting the next set of hoops for you to jump through while they're steadily controlling our futures. And that's what it's all about. They do it because they can.
Yep.
Okay.
And I think with the 20th anniversary of the Million Man March, this is where we need to really come together and put down what it is that we're feeling and how we want to see our future come up. Come and really be unified. Stop all of this separation of everything that's minute. Like, come together on what's the bigger picture. The bigger picture is that they're trying to kill us. And if we don't step in now and do something now, we're not going to have a future. So that means my children are not going to come up and be able to do nothing that they want to do.
It's about that labeling. I got called liberal and a racist this past week. And I said, Mom, you tripping. But I'm serious. I said, Mom, look, you got to stop this. All right, no, but I have another quick question. It's kind of a side question, but the Pope, they made a big new deal of the Pope coming to the U.S. for the first time in I don't know how long, but did you listen to some of his speech, and how did you feel about it?
Yep, I did listen to it, and again, I have a problem with religion, not with spirituality. And it was a wise man who once said that religion is the opiate of the masses. Don't go to sleep with what's going on with the Pope. The bottom line is this is the most liberal Pope they ever had because the Catholic Church sees they're losing their grip on the people of the world.
Yeah.
And that's the reality of it. So he's in there basically to set up smoke screens, but they're not addressing the underlying problems that lie in the church. And I'm not saying that because of church bashing, because the same problems, I'm Muslim, the same problems are in the mosque. The same problems are in the synagogue, where you got a hierarchy that controls those under them. And it's all about power and control. And that's the beauty about what Minister Farrakhan's doing. He's the only one trying to unite the religions. Tell you to put down that religious affiliation, your organization. We got to come together as righteous people. And that doesn't just mean black people, because you have some white people that want to do the right thing.
A lot of white
and the bottom line is, it's, like I said before, it's not about black and white. It's about wrong and right. And that's what it all boils down to, in my opinion.
I agree. And I want to thank you so much.
Thank you.
Wait. Just one more.
Okay, he got to go to a studio.
All right, I know. I'm sorry. Just one quick question.
So DJ Master's son, just know it was Will who kept lump from you. I'm just saying.
Mom away, brother.
All right. I'm sorry. One quick question, though, and I think I want to start incorporating this question into a lot of our guests, because I like we spoke about earlier, you in like Star, you guys have a lot of things going on.
Yes.
And Chantel and myself, we are doing a lot, and I'm afraid of burnout for her, and people are concerned of burnout for me. With all that you're doing, how do you maintain focus without burning out?
Well, I've been doing this so long, and that's the whole thing. And I think, like I said, we all have to recharge every now and then. But when you're committed to something, being tired, being ill, you kind of shrug that stuff off, because your most important thing is achieving the goal that you set before you. And you have a lot of people, and I'm blessed to work for myself. So again, I don't have the constraints that a lot of other people may have. So my earlier years was building towards what I do right now. So even in fighting the struggles that I fight and fighting the causes that I fight, I'm a self-contained person because I make my own money. So I am allowed to allot my time the way I choose to. And I choose to give back to my people because everything I have is from my people. God has blessed me in that way. And I say that to anybody. If you have a vision or a path that you've chosen, the only one that can knock you off that path is you. Naysayers make you stronger. If you're committed to what you say you're committed to. And that's all I say. Whatever you decide to do in life that's positive, be committed.
All right. Thank you very much. I'm sorry for holding on for that last question, but
hey, it was a very well questioned, well-informed question.
Yes. So we'll let Spinner take us out for a minute. Then we'll come back and talk a little bit about some other stuff, I guess.
All right.
Spinner. Thank you so much, honey. It's so good.